Oh, it, it's that time again, apparently. You forget these times when you're supposed to tell people about how you feel. Today we're going to talk about something called the wall. Many people call it metaphorically something of, you know, an ill consequence. Or some people like to call it, when you're running, they call it the wall. When you're in writer's block, they call it writer's block. When they call it, when you're an artist, they call it artist block. Just to stop thoughts, and this is, this is just to talk about the period of time where any person goes through after, a certain point of being dedicated to something. There is that point of questioning, what is it really worth? Is it isn't because as at least in my experiences, pushing certain things past a certain point. It seeks for itself to be defined. And for instance, back when I started playing guitar, it was more of you know something that I could put at ease those musical tastes I had. Deftones, Nirvana, Mastodon, Soundgarden. Hey, these are just a template of the heavier sounds that I put on my guitar. And that's occasionally what I put out. Just heavy sounds, nice and heavy, as Nathan Explosion would put it. Or sometimes when I'm drawing, I'll go for hours and not even know it anymore. It's just like that is how I have approached it to that point. But there was a significant point. There's a significant point in all things that we're dedicated with, where we hit the metaphorical wall. For instance, when we're running and we've reached that breaking point, we know that we've trained harder. We've trained, you know, worse the week before, and we can go much further this time. But instead, we slow down. We don't know why exactly, but it's just that breaking point. And I think it has a lot to do with not self control, not um, seeing a weakness in yourself or anything like that, or doubting yourself rather. It's more a conflicting set of ideals. For instance, if I'm running after a certain point, I'm going to think this is crazy. Nobody, no, in my head, I've established a reaching point that says, "Hey, that is absolutely fucking nuts. Why am I doing this?" You know, 16 miles. What is he nuts? Yes, I've run 16 miles. Playing guitar for 5 hours. What are you nuts? Yes, I play guitar for 5 hours, and I've known friends who've gone more than that, like an entire day. Um, oh, he spent the entire day drawing nonstop. What? You lying to us or something? Yeah, it's going to get past the point where people are going to stop believing what you have to say. And that was the whole point of it in the beginning. At least it kind of conflicts with your set of ideals that you placed in the beginning. Like, for instance, I wanted to run, and now that was what I set out to do, but that's not what I'm doing anymore. Oh, well, now it's not about getting in shape. It's not about proving to myself that I am in the best shape that I could be in. It's not about stress relief anymore. It's just about the fact that I can do it. And it changes definition from time to time, and that's what things do. It's just that wall or that set of ideals that you have conflicted at that point. It's kind of that question point. It's like, why are you doing this? Are you serious? Are you actually pushing yourself enough to do this? What do you need to change in yourself? I sit sometimes and draw and be like, bro, nobody else is doing this. Why are you doing this? You sit in class and you sketch and you look like you look like some kind of smug bastard sitting there drawing at yourself. All these people back here, they're looking at you and they're saying, "Oh, well, he must feel, really nice about himself to the fact that he can draw in front of, all these people." You know, yeah, I think he is he trying to prove something, and then maybe I get out there and I sit and play with my guitar, and people are like, "Who the hell is this guy? Why is he playing guitar out in the porch?" Or after a certain extent, it's like that, and it's not necessarily when you've hit that point where you absolutely don't care anymore. That's that one stage and point. It's like Vegeta. For instance, I'm going to put it in perspective. Dragon Ball Z. This is like even. I know it seems like a joke for me to use Dragon Ball Z, but this is an ideal reference for this. So Vegeta's obviously this is just right after the first season where Goku goes Super Saiyan and he's like, "Bro, what the fuck? He turned Super Saiyan. How come I can't do that?" He spends his days training and honing, and just trying to get to that breaking point. I mean, he goes into like 50,000 gravity and shit like that. He's like going nuts inside of his head. He's training on different planets with different gravity. There's an asteroid storm coming at him, and he just has that one moment where it's like, I don't care. It's not about, being stronger than him. I think it's finally just that point where I can say I'm proving it to myself. And that's when he actually turned Super Saiyan. That's when he kind of superseded the things around him. So it's kind of the same thing. It's the same concept. You're superseding your ego. You're saying that I don't need to satisfy the needs of others. I'm trying to place goals for myself to push even further and further and further down the line. And so after obtaining certain skills and being experienced in the set of and these set of skills that I have, like after a while I got really good at guitar. After a while I got really good at drawing. After a while I got good at seeing in human interactions. After a while I got good at honing my vocabulary to a point where I can change it on the spot given the situation. Like yo G, and then switching it. Well, madam, sir, or something like that of that nature. It's kind of like an inherent skill that you hone. It's not something you just walk into when you know how to speak ghetto and stuff like that. No, it's something that you put time and effort into learning. And I know it sounds retarded. I sound refined, ghetto style. No, no, no. It's not necessarily about this. It's to prove the point that you yourself can push you. When once that skill set has been set, then you can just go even further. You can spread it out in a whole bunch of things. And that's why I say sometimes to my friends that working out changed my perspective on life. It wasn't, and yeah, it was the chief moment where I said, "Fuck everybody else." Not in a literal sense, but yes, I said, "Fuck everybody else." That's not what it's about. It's not about letting people see me play guitar. It's not about letting people see that art, or it's about what it means to me. It's about what the pursuit of getting a degree means to me. It's about what the pursuit of honing these skills means to me. And right now what it means to me is that nothing here is going to be permanent. These skills will fade with me when I die. The point of me honing my skills to a certain point is for me to leave something behind with what I've trained myself in. You know, and even if that means that I haven't produced a work out of it, the fact that people can say, "Wow, he went and did that," it's not for the sake of saying, "Oh, well, I did it so other people could like look at me and say, hey, that guy was really good." It's so that other people can say that if that guy could do it, why am I not doing it? If I can push myself to a certain extent and just put myself out of the box enough for other people to say, and question themselves to make themselves better, then I've done my job as a person. That's how I feel. And if I do make a significant contribution to the art world, then so be it. That's a plus. Um, so yes, the wall is destroying your ego in a sense. It's just stepping past that point of feeling good about it or feeling bad about it. You know, whether it be with your concerns about life, death, or anything else. And when it's kind of gotten so broad, maybe you are, essentially a lot neutral than you should be. But that's okay because that means that you have come to a maturative state where you have understood yourself and not necessarily the needs of everyone else, just yourself, because that's the only thing you can necessarily discern for yourself to be true at this point in your life. It's not the ideals of someone else because they're going to always be ever changing. So you can't track them down every moment, but you can always keep track of your own feelings. Maybe not every aspect of your own feelings, but for the most part, the goals that you try and achieve in life. Maybe that's what you need to focus on. So that's the where the wall essentially falls down. So that's basically all I needed to say today.